Speaking of speculation, there is something I would like to do, with your permission, which is to address directly some of the confusion, and I know there was a lot of it about, because I was subject to it myself, surrounding the statistics that were released over the last 48 hours. The little shoots of optimism that greeted the news 2 days ago, that only the drop in deaths had been considerable, disappeared sharpish yesterday, of course, when it rocketed back up again. And it is clear what happened now. It should have been clearer sooner, but, you know, I don't know that anyone had put this at the top of their priority list. So what happened was this. The way that the deaths were reported changed, and Wednesday got caught in the crossover period. So previously, NHS had been providing figures to Public Health England on COVID deaths by 9 a.m. every day. And then Public Health England would publish the stats, the latest stats, at 2 p.m. That was always the intention, but as the death toll rose, it became difficult, close to impossible, to collate and verify all of these numbers in time for that 2 p.m. deadline. That's why the 2 p.m. deadline started getting missed. And in order to get on top of that, Public Health England and the NHS decided to change the time at which the numbers were reported to allow more time to check that they were all correct. So there's some fake news out there as well at the moment, which I'm going to diffuse for you in a second. But the way the deaths are collated or counted hasn't changed at all. There was some misinformation and some misunderstanding about that was very widespread yesterday. There's been no change to the way in which the deaths are counted or collated, only the times at which the collation commences and concludes. So that is why Wednesday's deaths stats looked much lower than was expected. It was a crossover day when the times were being altered. And that is also why the statistics yesterday, Thursday, were far higher than the previous day. So the best way to describe this, and the person who's explained it best for me on social media is Kate McCann, the political correspondent at Sky. She describes the ways in which to give a more accurate picture. The suggestion is that we add up the figures from yesterday and today, so that would be Wednesday and Thursday, and then divide by 2 to get a better understanding of what is happening. It also removes the spike from the graph that might scare people. There's something else as well that needs to be addressed. I don't know where this stuff comes from. And I love you all like family, you know that, but honestly, sending me a thing saying, apparently on Newsnight they said this, could you investigate please? And I think to myself, well, you could just watch back Newsnight and see whether anyone actually said it. That's not really investigative journalism, that's watching telly. I had a few people saying to me, I've heard that the NHS now needs family consent to publish the death, to add the death to the list, so if families aren't giving consent, then that could be completely skewing the figures. That is hogwash, all right? There's no shame in having believed it, because in the absence of clarity and leadership, we know that the vacuum created admits almost anything into its centre, but there is no truth whatsoever in the claim that Public Health England needs the consent of families to publish national death statistics. There is absolutely nothing funny going on in this specific area, okay? I hope that's clear, and I hope you spread the word as well.